Before we begin, viewer discretion is strongly advised. Nothing in this video has been exaggerated or taken out of context. These are verbatim quotes, directly from federal courtroom transcripts, specifically from the fourth day of the trial of Sean Diddy Combs on May 15, 2025. Some terms have been censored to meet YouTube's guidelines. This is not speculation. These are the exact words exchanged between Cassie Ventura, the defense attorneys, the AUSA, and the judge. Published by the Inner City Press, a verified courtroom source. All parties are presumed innocent until proven guilty. What you're about to hear is not dramatized. This is a raw, chronological, word-for-word account of Cassie Ventura's cross-examination, as it was recorded in open court. Listen closely. The cross-examination wasted no time.
Ms. Ventura, you loved Mr. Combs, correct?
I did, for 11 years.
The tone was instantly personal. The defense painted their picture, a woman deeply attached to a powerful man. She called him Sean, not Diddy or Puff. She testified, "You knew a version of him the world never saw?" And she replied, yes. They asked about cheating, about her belief in his love.
You believed he loved you back?
I did believe that.
Even as they discussed betrayal, Cassie's responses stayed emotionally nuanced. She didn't attack, she clarified. Next came the flood of messages, text chains, emails, BBM chats from years ago. The defense handed her a message to read silently.
Why did you send this?
To let him know I was going to dinner.
The messages were affectionate.
I love you, smiley face. I'll fly anywhere for you.
The defense kept quoting old messages.
You hungry, Pop? We are so in love we don't do anything else.
They pressed on the timeline. This wasn't a brief romance. It spanned over a decade. When the defense introduced a message saying, "I don't need your money, I need your attention," it was clear their strategy was showing emotional complexity, not control or coercion. But then, the tone changed. The term freakoffs was introduced. Casual but loaded. The court squirmed.
These messages, this was about a planned freak-off, yes?
Yes.
The prosecution repeatedly objected. Objections over hearsay, speculation, foundation. Some were sustained, others overruled. But the details poured out. Texts included, "I'm so H-y I can't concentrate. I'll go to Dwayne Reed for candles, then set up the room."
Do you have any pills on you?
Yes, opiates.
She admitted to deleting videos. She testified, "This is my husband, the only one who will see this side of me." The court learned their relationship was never public. Despite 11 years together, their intimacy remained hidden from the outside world.
Were freak-offs integral to your relationship?
They were.
At her 21st birthday in Vegas, Britney Spears was there for Sean. She confirmed producers and stars attended because of him, not her. The courtroom was reminded. Cassie was just 21, still rising in the music industry when she got swept into his orbit. The defense tried to show glamour, but the subtext was clear. Power imbalance. Back to the messages.
I love you so much. You make me a better woman. I can't wait until we have a baby of our own.
She knew he had 6 kids already. When asked about oral, Cassie confirmed,
Mr. Combs taught you how?
He did.
They discussed past girlfriends, a woman named Carrie Morgan. Jealousy, heartbreak. "I'm hurt that you think I'm malicious." The defense asked about wigs, masks, and secrecy.
The public didn't know?
Number not until November 2023.
That was when her civil lawsuit made national headlines, and when Diddy's reputation truly began to collapse. Let's talk about this so-called game you mentioned. The one where you said, "The game starts at 10 p.m. and no breaking character until 8 a.m. What was that about?
It was something a friend had suggested, a way to reignite things. Role play, dressing up, just trying something new.
And the idea was to pretend, correct? For hours?
Yes, it was intense. We didn't just play pretend. It was like entering a different world, a different identity. I wore wigs, masks.
And Diddy, Mr. Combs, encouraged this?
Absolutely. He liked to be in control. He'd plan out entire evenings. He'd text instructions, sometimes days in advance.
Prosecutor, objection, leading, judge, sustained, counsel, rephrase.
Did you ever feel you had a say in these role plays? Not really. I went along with it. At first, I thought it was just something couples do, but it went further. Further?
There were limits being pushed, outfits from stores, toys, restraints, hidden cameras. Sometimes I didn't even know what was happening until it was already recorded.
The gallery shifted uncomfortably. Even the judge leaned back, his hand hovering near his gavel. There was no laughter, just silence.
He wanted to impress me, he said, but it was about dominance. He'd say, let's get outfits and go to the club. But I knew what it meant. It wasn't about impressing. It was about control.
Did he ever ask for your consent beforehand?
He said, do I have your permission to set up freaky fun? I replied, ovulation, yes. But looking back, it wasn't consent. Not really.
Why not?
Because I never felt like I could say no. If I did, there'd be consequences. Not always physical, but emotionally. He'd withdraw, go silent, or worse, he'd lash out verbally. And the next day, I'd get flowers or a diamond.
Prosecutor, objection, speculation. Judge, overruled. Continue.
There was always something coming, a surprise package, a trip, another game. I stopped feeling like a person and more like a performance.
Ms. Ventura, I want to take you back to a particular incident. The message that read, surprise package coming from out of state. You said you were getting your brows done, but what was that surprise?
Cassie hesitated. Her face tightened, her hands folded in her lap.
Another girl, sometimes two. He didn't warn me. They just showed up. That time, I didn't even know who was coming.
Did you feel unsafe?
Not at first. I felt like I had to accept it. But yes, over time, it wore me down. I became numb.
Did he often use others to spice things up in your relationship?
Yes. He'd say things like, Jules is available if you're into it. I'd respond with, love you. But that wasn't consent either. It was survival.
Let's talk about Kim Porter. Did Mr. Combs ever disappear to be with her?
Yes, I came to find out later. He'd tell me he was traveling for business, but it was a lie. He'd be with her, or Gina.
How did you find out?
Texts, pictures, word of mouth. He wasn't careful.
How did you feel?
Destroyed. I thought I was the only one, that we had something real. But I was one of many. I started questioning everything, every game, every message, every gift.
And the arguments?
He'd get paranoid, ask who I was with, accuse me of cheating. When I asked about Gina, he flipped out. He could dish it out, but he couldn't take it.
Prosecutor, objection, characterization. Judge, sustained. Counsel, move on.
Let's talk about your mental state. Were you ever on medication?
Yes, antidepressants, anxiety medication. He knew.
Did he support you through that?
He said he did, but he'd also say things like, you're weak. You need pills to deal with me.
Did you ever feel trapped?
All the time. He made me believe I needed him, that without him, I was nothing. He'd say, without me, you're just a pretty face, and I believed it.
But you stayed?
Yes, because leaving wasn't just walking out. It meant losing everything. My music, my home, my identity. He made sure of it.
The courtroom was heavy now. The jury sat motionless. Every word was a blow. Every message read aloud was a scar reopened. She admitted Diddy sometimes called her a queen, encouraged her, but he also put her down. Constantly.
Did he still run his companies while living this double life?
He did.
She testified that even while arranging freakoffs, he stayed on top of business. They discussed outfits, roleplay games, clubs. He sent her surprise packages from out of state, asked about ovulation, texted her while she was at appointments.
He'd disappear to go see Kim Porter.
And another woman, Gina.
That upset me. We argued. It was scary.
When asked if she knew the full extent of what freakoffs meant at the time, she hesitated.
It's hard to say.
They ended with more messages.
Do I have your permission to set up freaky fun?
Ovulation. Yes.
There was no clear yes or no, no safe word, just a pattern of submission. And then came the chilling game. No breaking character till 8 a.m. The courtroom, already stunned, now sat frozen. These weren't just private messages. They were part of a pattern, a life behind closed doors, a life filled with secrecy, control, fear, and blurred boundaries. This testimony, delivered under oath, was just one single day of the ongoing trial. The defense tried to show love, the prosecution, abuse. But through it all, Cassie Ventura's voice remained clear, measured, emotional, and unwavering. What do you think? Was this a toxic love story or something far darker? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell, because tomorrow we cover day 5 of this explosive trial. And trust us, it only gets more intense from here.